everyone. I hope traders and investors alike were green on Friday. Just want to say that I am still on vacation, so I have not been keeping up with the markets. We're just going to go over some charts here, and I do know that there was some rebalancing on the small caps with the IWM and some of the Magnificent Seven and things like that. So, and I can see that affecting some of the breadth charts. So we're not going to overthink these breadth charts. All right, so we got the put to call ratio here. Did close at 89 on Friday. That's actually trying to push back up from where it was. So telling us some puts are probably coming off there. For the oscillators for the NASDAQ, we do got a positive 20 there coming out of the red area. Positive 11 coming on for the New York Stock Exchange. So coming out of the red area there at positive 11. Breath was green on Friday at 506. Looks like the US dollar is chopping within this pattern. Look at this as like a contraction pattern. If we break the range of that candle up or down, right now the 9 is drifting higher. It does look like it does want to chop higher. It doesn't look like it wants to rage higher, but it does look like it wants to go higher. It's most likely going to be a chop there. So the VIX come back in, was setting up for this W pattern and got rejected. So last week when we did the video, I think we were right here. That was last week, but we are seeing a rejection off the Bollinger Band there. So we may want to see some chop heading up. It's kind of chopping in that area, so try not to overthink the VIX right now. Crude, like to get a close above this level right here. You can see it's kind of a contracting in this area. That 9's coming up. Not a bad looking chart there if we can get a close outside of that area. Apple did have a lower high put in, so you can start to see the M pattern. The goose head's actually turning down. This may just be trying to roll the goose head before going higher. If they rebalance the Magnificent Seven, some of this could be due to that, which we can see some selling at the end of the day on Friday on some charts here. We'll talk about that on the 15-minute time frame as we get to them. Like right here, Apple on the 15, you can see some selling at the end of the day. They were trying to buy it back after hours, so that's a good sign. Gold. It's a good sign seeing them come back in. People automatically, you're already thinking it's a possible dip there. Gold down on, actually, it's a high close doji there, so it really did close higher, but kind of weak on Friday. Not a whole lot happening there. This chart tracks the percentage of the moving averages on the New York Stock Exchange and the S&P 500. So we still got 62% and 69% above the New York Stock Exchange and the S&P 500 over the 200s. And on the 50-day, you still got 50% on the New York Stock Exchange and 48% on the S&P 500. Market's still holding in fairly well. You can see this has been drifting down a little bit, a little uptick on Friday. That could have something to do with the rebalancing there. Like I said, we're not going to overthink that yet. And right here, once again, advanced decline line is pretty flat. The S&P 500 or the New York Stock Exchange did try to turn up where the S&P 500 large and mid caps pretty flat there. Not much to talk about except for the small caps did rage higher. And if there was a rebalance, it could have a lot to do with that on that chart. Airbnb, I removed quite a few charts from the video last week just because there wasn't nothing really there to talk about. I did keep Airbnb. Airbnb did close over this 50-day, and this 9 is angled up. Would like to see this bottom band. You can see the bottom band is trying to come in already. It does feel like it wants to go higher. You've got a gap here, so you can look for a possible gap fill. See where we open up tomorrow. Like it above this candle. So Thursday's candle, want to see it above Thursday's candle for that gap fill. We don't get above Thursday's candle, we don't go long. It's that simple. You just don't go long. You got to wait for a level of interest to be cleared before you can take a position. And preferably for a level of interest to be cleared and a pullback into that level on a shorter term time frame. So here on AMD, you did get a rising one on the 15-minute chart. Got this nice rising one, which failed, pulled back, held in pretty well at the end of the day compared to some of the other names, though. Amazon, big down candle on Friday. That is on the daily. So big down candle on Friday. You can see a change in that Bollinger Band there. You can see a little change in character in that 9. See how it was angled up and it's starting to angle. Just getting an angle change there, still angled higher. ARM holding the 9 there, looking like it needs to do a goose head before going higher. So we may, coming into the holiday weekend, I want to wish everybody a happy 4th of July, but coming into this holiday weekend, probably going to be some chop, and some of these charts are really setting up like that's what they want to do. You can see Avgo weekly here, bands changing character, close back in within the band, 9 change character. It's a good chance Avgo may want to pull back into that 9 on the Weekly. Now you can see here on the daily, it's come down here. Looks like it's found the bottom. Tried to push up. You can draw this out as a small contraction pattern down here. You need to close out of that to the upside. You need to be above that 9. If you are to move below this candle, you may be able to get a move down to that 20. Then look to trade below that. That daily chart says it could, or I'm sorry, the weekly chart says it may want to pull into 1456. Man, it's really up there. So if you go back, we got the 20 here at 1546, but if you look at your 9, your weekly 9 is at 1456. If we were looking at a 1-minute chart, we've seen this set up with a very, it's not a dark cloud cover, but with a very dark cloud coverish candle there, we'd be looking for a move down to that 9 if you were trading a 1-minute chart. This is a weekly chart, so, you know, just more time into candles and things like that. See coming off volume, good volume on Friday, trying to buy it back up. That weekly chart tells me it wants to come in. This daily chart basically tells me, just like the 1-minute chart, when we're waiting for the goose head to form, I'm kind of paused right now. You can look at the range of the top of this candle and that candle. We want to be above the 9. Just look at the being above the 9 to go higher. Probably just needs time for the goose head, and it could pull back a little bit more. I think it needs time for the goose head. AMD trading very sideways here. If you go to this weekly chart, several weeks ago we posted this chart, and the level of interest here was this box. Being very wary of this box. We did get a close out of it the next week, and it failed and has pushed right back into the box. So that was a no trade area until we got out of that box, and then it just simply failed. Has come right back into that area. But that was the area that was on watch a few weeks ago. Amazon. This one sold off throughout the whole day on Friday. It wasn't just a sell at the end of the day. Pretty weak chart there for a move on Friday. Did still have a high close candle on the weekly time frame, and we still did close outside of that BB, but that was some rejection on that candle too. So I want to see where we open up tomorrow. Apple, this is Apple's weekly flag or weekly chart, and we are flagging here. The 9 is coming up. All right, CFM is pretty neutral there. MACD does look great on that weekly chart. That chart's flagging. Looks like it wants to go higher, but looks like it, you know, just like if we were trading a 1-minute chart, we wouldn't be looking for a trade to the upside till we got above that line, where we pull back and had a trade back up to that line. But if you got a bull flag, you need to wait for a bull flag break before you're taking any kind of long-term trade there. There's money to be made, but you're not looking to take a long-term trade till you get confirmation of a long-term trade. Boeing. This is a series of higher lows here trying to go higher. You got low, high, low, which was a very tower bottomish type using a blended candle method. Got to move for a higher high, higher low. Will we see another higher high here? It's not moving with a lot of momentum, but doesn't mean it can't go higher up to the 192 range, come up to the top of that Bollinger Band. At least a range of this right here, if you were to draw this out, looks more like 190, 191. Probably get a move from 182 up to 191 and see how it acts there. A Bitcoin chopping in this area. I want to close outside of that area before looking to go back into any of the crypto names. CCJ, big bearish engulfing candle on Friday, opening that band up 9, turning down. MACD is bearish there. I don't know if we have some news on uranium, but that one's worth watching right there. That's a very ugly bearish engulfing candle for anybody looking to take that type of position. Please don't let it be a distraction for the traders who are exclusively trading SPX. CCL, Carnival. Nice move up here last week. Looks like something got into that chart, raging higher. It's a nice move there. Coin bear flagging here on the daily. We take a look at the weekly chart on Coin. We are below the 9 and 20 on the weekly, and bands are coming in. So if we were trading the 1-minute chart right now, we'd be saying let those bands be the timer. Give her the space that she needs. So we want to wait for this to actually make a move. You may be able to catch a move down to the range low or the range high, but you're not looking to take anything other than that. There's plenty of room to move there, but for me, I think it's more or less time to just give her her space and let her make up the decision of which way she wants to go. Give us some good signals that way we got some good opportunities there to make money. All right, cost is in between this 9 and 20 here. It has come back in. Definitely has made a nice move up there. I may want to do a goose head or something before going higher. May see a little more of a pullback than that. Now, I don't know if Carvana had any kind of earnings or if we're expecting earnings coming up soon. I didn't see them this week, but we've been getting expanding volume around the earnings play. We posted this and talked about this. Just seeing this volume come in on Friday on this sell. This chart looks good other than Friday's candle. So watch this range of this candle right here, Thursday's candle. You can draw a box around that. Draw a box around the bottom here and the high. You can take a trade within that range, but if we break that range, you might see some decent movement. The chart does not look bad here, other like I say, other than that candle. The 9's turned up nicely. It just may want to flag back into the 9. A communication sector, nice red candle on Friday. Consumer staples, this is an uptrend here. It's not the most powerful move, but it has been trending higher. Price waves looks like they're trying to get tight in there as well. Your Bollinger Bands are coming in. DraftKings, I don't know. Watching this head and shoulders pattern, it was broke down, come back up and retest up into. That's almost textbook of what we look for. Breaking back down. Did have a decent candle on Friday. I probably should have took that chart out as well. ExxonMobil, this one back below the 50 on Friday, but that 9's turned up decent. Watching those bands, we want to see those bands open up on that one. That may want to flag into that 9 before going higher. FedEx got a nice gap down here. It's moving on, expanding volume. Nice close up there. I believe they had earnings. I know they had earnings. Must have been a good report. I did see that. Members talking about that, but like I say, I just have not been keeping track with the market step for step while on vacation. Google coming back into your 9's flattening out there. Google daily, or I'm sorry, Google 15 actually coming in here at the end of the day. IWM, nice push into the end of the day, seeing some rebalancing there, so that just makes perfect sense. Q's, nice sell there on Friday. Q's weekly, still high close candle, but struggling. JP Morgan, this chart's perking up. That 9's coming up. Nice close on Friday. I like it better above this range. Top band's opening up. Bottom band's seeing a reaction. MACD is bullish there. Keep an eye on the JP Morgan if you're interested in trading that one. KRE still chopping in that range. Moderna, this one probably should have come off the list. Very choppy there. Not recommending anything until we break out with Bitcoin. Meta closed below the 9 there. You can see Meta's 15-minute chart here. Nice down candle. Microsoft closed below there. Closed below the 9. Microsoft 15, you can see the pullback at the end of the day. So that's into the rebalancing. Not going to overthink that yet. Norwegian Cruise Line. This one's perking up. This isn't an uptrend. You put in a high, a higher low, a higher high. Even if we come back in, it's in an uptrend. Price waves still seem pretty tight there. NVIDIA, this is NVIDIA's daily. It is between the 9 and 20. Wonder how it's trading. We already know that it wasn't going to trade the same on options. 15-minute chart for NVIDIA. Had an all-day sell there on that one. Chopped at the end of the day. Weekly trying to come in. Watch a weekly 9 if we do continue to come in. NASDAQ closed below that weekly 9. I'm sorry, below that daily 9. That's not cool. Netflix closed below the daily 9 there. Looks like it may spend some time down here. May just be rolling, doing a goose head and going higher. May look something like this before going higher. Qualcomm, that one's been failing. Tried to push up on Friday and give quite a bit of the Friday move back, but did have a high close candle. Q's on a weekly, nice high close candle. A Royal Caribbean here. Looks like it may pull back in for a flag to the 9, but I'd be watching that one for a possible move higher. This may want to come back in. You can watch the range of this candle. Like to see it above this to be bullish, like a close above that to be super bullish. Not saying you can't trade it up to that, but we're looking for a close above that area to go higher. Watch this bottom here. Maybe a trade down to the bottom range of that candle around the 9 or so, but we break that. We're looking to come in. You can see a little uptrend there, so it may probability says it's going to want to go higher. You just got to get the best interest as possible. Let's see, Riot, nothing happening there. Shop, this one, it looks like it wanted to perk up, and then Friday's candle had definitely got money coming in. If we see that 9 turning up there, we want to see a change in character. We see that turn up, we'll start looking for upside on that one. SMCI, very flat. SMCI weekly, ugly there. SMH is trying to come back in. Looks like it was flagged back to the 9. Square, looks like we got a higher low here back above the 9 and 20 and trying to turn up. Watch that downtrend down there. We take that downtrend out. That one may be worth keeping an eye on. Tesla sold early on Friday. Taiwan Semi trying to push up. We did get a high close candle there. Still closed right on that 9. XLK got a little red shooting stars candle there. It's not the proper position for a shooting star, but you get the point. All right, XLK weekly close, higher close candle there. Tesla daily, no, Tesla weekly. Watch those bands. That's a nice candle. Seeing a little change in character and a few things here. Watch those bands. Watch your 50 up there. Tesla on the daily trying to push up last week. Friday still held the outside, even though it was a down day, a low close day. We still held the outside of that Bollinger Band for support. Keep an eye on that for support. Uber, decent push up here on Uber. On Friday, I like it better above this high. It's not a bad looking chart there. I like that chart. Wells Fargo. So we got Wells Fargo here with a high close on Friday. This is below that 50 on Wells Fargo. Walmart. So Walmart, nice move higher here. On this one, it is below the 9 right now. So we did get a close below the 9 on that one. That is Walmart's daily. XLE stuck at that 50 for now. Need to clear that for energy to go higher. Banks, we did close below the 9 on Friday. Nice rejection on that candle. Zscaler, almost took this one off. Your bands are pinching in right into this candle. You got to clear this 200 to go higher. It's not a bad looking chart here. Higher low. We clear that 200. It may want to go. It may want to pull back and flag one time before going higher. It's worth keeping an eye on above that 200. We're not bullish until we get above that 200. The SPX closed below the 9 on Friday. SPX weekly, got the 9 right there, Bollinger Band's resistance. SPX monthly, looks great. I'm getting a new candle there, so we got all new monthly candles coming. The diamond, big red pen bar, or big red long-legged doji on Friday. Just need to see what it wants to do tomorrow. Some of that may have something to do with the rebalancing. I'm not sure about that. I do not know the details on the rebalancing. SPY below the close below the 9 and the 5 on the daily. SPY weekly. So rejection at the Bollinger Bands. Watch your weekly 5 there for support. It looks like 538.58. And the SPY monthly chart looks great as well. This is the SPY 15-minute time frame. You can see a nice push up the first 15-20 minutes of the trading day, or actually the first hour of the trading day, and then sold back off. 15-minute time frame. SPY. This is the hour chart, just kind of chopping sideways on the hour. TLT, ugly bearish engulfing candle there Friday. IWM, see where we open up here. Could have been some stuff coming in after hours. Definitely want to keep an eye on that. See where we open up there tomorrow. See if the rebalancing was to help that out. And this is the daily chart here. That was the weekly. This is the daily. Still got a low close candle. That may look a little different tomorrow. And that concludes our video for today. I hope everybody has a wonderful and fantastic and a safe and sober holiday weekend for the 4th of July. Hope everybody has a great week. Stay green.